What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Vertical Football. Welcome back to another episode of the AFCON special. I'm your host, Shegun. And guys, it's great to have you back with us. It's surprising to be back, shocking to be back, but CAF has made it possible for us to be back, right? And so, as you guys are aware, exactly 2 months after we celebrated and we congratulated Senegal for the win, CAF has come out, they say after their tribunal, after their appeal board had sat down and deliberated on the matter, they found out that essentially Senegal forfeited, their win against Morocco because they left the pitch, the football pitch. They left the football pitch for around 10 minutes. And they said based on the rules, so they cited two major articles, Article 82 and 84. So they posted that on their official account. There's a link to the article where you can read in depth in terms of the fines that they gave to certain people. But essentially what it means is that Senegal did not win the tournament, and we are deciding that 2 months after the tournament has ended, where everybody has actually forgotten the AFCON, we are deciding that Senegal did not win, that it was Morocco that won, and they won 3-0. So guys, let's discuss it. Let's really discuss it. So I have a lot of questions I think we need to ask about this. When I saw the news, I will tell you I was heartbroken because I for one, I thought, and I still believe to today, that the AFCON 2025 that was held in Morocco was a disgraceful tournament. I feel that tournament actually brought great disrepute to African football. And I think when you read the article of CAF about this matter, a popular word that kept popping up at intervals was disrepute to the game. Disrepute to the game. And for me, I believe that there is nothing that brought about more of a disrepute to the game than actually the level of officiating and the incompetence of the referees in that tournament. I really believe that was a big, and this is not something to say, oh, it was just an isolated moment in this game. A lot of games had incompetent officials refereeing the games. Not just even the officials and the linesmen and all those people doing the job, even the organizers, even the organization itself, CAF, have actually shown that there was a lot of incompetence, which I'm also going to be highlighting as we go on. A lot of incompetence in how they actually handled that. So that's my first point. I think it brought about a disrepute to the game. And why is it that? Because when you remember the last AFCON that was held in Cote d'Ivoire, one of the major things that gave African football that great standing and great respect from the globe, from the footballing world, was the fact of the refereeing situation. You guys can remember now, where people, they're talking, even the likes of Jose Mourinho, brought up the fact that we as Africans made a good use of the VAR in that last, in that last tournament. How that we were so effective in our officiating of the games. And how can it be that the last edition, before this current one that just ended, was superb in officiating? And instead of us to make improvements in that same officiating, we have led one of the worst AFCONs in terms of officiating in recent history. It's terrible. So that's my first major point. That brought about a disrepute to African football, a disgrace in terms of organization. Now, Senegal's action, in as much as, yes, based on the rules, I don't support the action based on the rules now. I might have my own opinions outside as a player or maybe a fan. But based on the rules, I don't support the decision for them to walk off. Right? I do not support that decision to walk off based on the rules. But the fact is, their decision was not just a decision that came out suddenly. It wasn't a decision that was an isolation or isolated moment. Their decision, if we are being honest with ourselves, was a reaction to an already flawed and series of poor officiating. It was a reaction to the fact that they could not trust the officiating that has gone on so far in this tournament. So it was not just maybe an action, and this is not an excuse to Senegal to say I clear it, I condemn the act of walking off. But we must also be honest with ourselves to say that action was a reaction to the fact that there were a series of poor officiating that had gone on, and nothing is being done about it. Nothing is being done about it. And so they had to react that way, even though I condemn that reaction. But we have to tell ourselves, poor officiating. Now, let's now even proceed further. let's proceed further because there are a lot of questions we need to ask ourselves, ask CAF, ask people that are organizing this tournament, even ask FIFA. Now, the rule is clear. Articles 82, Article 84 of the CAF, regulations is clear. And I'm very, very sure, I want to hope that it's not after the tournament that the CAF now actually went to go and start reading their rules. Because it looks like, still what I'm saying, an incompetent organization. I'm sorry to say this, but I think that's the fact. Because why? On that final, the FIFA president was around. Quite all right. On that same final, the CAF president was there. We had a lot of top officials in CAF that were at the final. This is not just a group stage game. This is the final, right? They were there. Now, immediately that thing happened. Why wasn't there any communication to the fact that this had broken the rules? Why didn't the ref, forfeit the game and say, okay, you have come out of it. I gave you time. You did not come back. You left without my permission. The game has been forfeited in front of the whole world and give it to Morocco. I think this will not be more of a disgrace as it is now that we are reviewing it 2 months after. If the referee has said, you have gone, you forfeited based on the rules. I expect that everybody that understands the rules of CAF would have been present in that final. Everybody. At least the major players would have been present there and would have seen what has happened. And they should have known that this is a breach of the rules of CAF. So the next question to ask is that, does CAF even know what is in their rules? Or is it just a case where people just say, we have to have rules and regulations, we have to have articles, and they just go and say, okay, let's look at what FIFA has in their own articles, and we copy it, and we paste for our own articles. Because the first thing I had based on report was that the disciplinary board of CAF, after the tournament, when Morocco went to approach them, the disciplinary body said that because they came back to play, that Senegal came back to play, that was not a breach of the rule. So if the CAF disciplinary board is saying it was not a breach, but yes, now CAF Appeal Board 2 months after is now coming out to say it was a breach. The question is, do we even know our rules? Because this rule is not for that mass. It's not quantum physics. This is clear. If you leave the pitch, without the referee's instruction, you're forfeited. So why are we waiting after 2 months? The disciplinary board is saying, oh, they came back, so it's not a this thing. Appeal is saying, oh, we are joking. CAF president was there. FIFA president was there. Some FIFA officials, I'm sure, would have accompanied the FIFA president. CAF officials would have accompanied the CAF. And nobody at that moment that actually understand what is written in the rules could point out to say that's a breach and it should be forfeited immediately. Nobody could say that. Even the referee does not, I'm sure the referee knows the rules also. The referee, if everybody up there could not communicate quick as possible, the referee himself could not have known that should be a forfeit. It is now 2 months after different boards disagreeing before we now come to a resolution that it should have been forfeited. No problem. And this just shows you the disrespect that this has brought. I think the officiating, as I said earlier, is a big disrespect to the game. But even this reversal, this is not an election where you lose and go to the tribunal. This is not an election where this is when I tried finding if there's any precedent for this, exactly like this, I did not see. It's shocking to me. I did not see. Yeah, I know that, yes, I think there was one, that's Tunis versus Wahad Casablanca. I think where Casablanca, you see that there was this debate about VVVR. I think that was 2019 AFCON Champions League. So I saw something about that. But the winning team, okay, you guys debated and maybe you left or something like that. And they said the winning team was actually still retained. But this is much more difficult in terms of the winning team that after they came back, why did they allow them to come back? Morocco agreed that they should come back. I'm assuming that Morocco agreed that they should come back, right? Morocco did not even know the rules. So they agreed that they should come back. And now they are now angry after they agreed that Senegal to come back to play because they lost, right? That is one side of them. Senegal agreed to come back. The officials allowed them. So the officials allowed them, and now the officials are now saying that, oh, it's a breach of a rule. Why did you allow them to come back in the first place? So you can see the whole thing. Now, my last point on this matter. I think we need to have a discussion, and I've said it many times off air, but I think this is the first time I'll be seeing it on air. I think we need to have a discussion about how referees go about refereeing this game. I think, in as much as I understand that the referees are very, very integral in how we go about the game of football, the beautiful game of football, but I feel sometimes there is not enough check and balance to how referees ref this game. I watched a short clip of a recent game, if I can, a recent game. The name of the match now has skipped me because I didn't watch the match. I just saw the clip where the referee had done what he had done in the game. Recent game, you guys, you need African tournament and it's a league, right? A league match. And then the players were trying to come to the ref. The official was trying to come to the ref and everything was, and the ref, because I believe referees don't take accountability as much as other people in the pitch, the coaches and the players. They don't take accountability as much. Immediately the ref took red card and puts it in his back. Then anybody that comes to me, I'm going to give you red card. And that's what they do. You can't challenge the decision of the referee. Even when you try to do it in a good manner, you might get red carded for it. I feel a lot of, what they call it, protection, even though, yeah, we need protection for our referees, but sometimes it gives them the leeway to do rubbish. We saw that in this tournament. And nothing has been done to that referee that ref this final. Even though I have listed the incompetence. A referee is refereeing the final of the AFCON and doesn't know the rules that when a team leaves the pitch without its this thing, it should be forfeited. Even the officials do not know. So for me, I think this is a big disrepute to African football. We have gone backwards. I think we have gone backwards. Even though, yes, we begin to see the prominent improvements in how our football is being played. Teams bringing in a different brand of football than we have always seen for years. And we're appreciative of that fact. But the fact is, we went 2 steps backward from the progress we made in terms of officiating in the last AFCON. That is the main disrespute. Because if the officiating was good, I'm not sure Senegal will walk off. And if Senegal walk off, which I still condemn to today, nobody will be saying anything about this thing. Big disrespect. And I think this is not an election where you go to tribunal and you now change things just like that. So guys, these are my opinions. I know, yes, it was emotional, was fiery. It's the love of the game, the love for African football. As you guys know, we talk about African football in glowing lights. We have to do better. I think this doesn't paint our football in big light. I think we're always saying that people need to take African football more seriously. Looking at what has happened, I don't think they will take us more seriously now going forward. I don't think. We have to now work harder to put our football on a better light. It's sad, really. So guys, let me have your opinions on this. I know some people might disagree. Some of you might agree. Let's have that discussion. Some of you might see it in a different light. Let's have that discussion. I've just got to give my own opinions as usual. You guys have your own opinions. Let's discuss that. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And most importantly, don't forget to share. Until I see you next time. I hope that the next time I see you will be kind for qualifiers. I don't want to come back to say, oh, it has now been reversed back to Senegal. That will be crazy, man. So guys, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.